over, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Hey, you want to stick around with me, George, or you want to leave?
I'll stick around for a few minutes.
So again, that was Nelson Rego, and it's a situation where we wanted to do a great introduction. We wanted to be able to at least speak to him in a comfortable setting. Thank you for all these connections happen, especially with me. People trust you. They trust you bringing them to me, and then I'm going to do a good job. So I appreciate your time. But I also thank you for you've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I posted on social media that I was going to discuss my future in radio, FM radio. So I wanted you here because you know the whole situation with me. And for those of you that may not be aware, there are people working behind the scenes to get me kicked off FM radio. Not only at the station in New England, but the station in California. And I'm not here to say negative things about them. I'm not here to call them to the carpet. I could do that at a later time. I think it would be kind of cheesy, But there was something that I saw Stephanie Bennett say yesterday on the Bernardo show, because I was watching it. And she said that, it's really hard to get your song on a radio, on an FM radio station to get played. And that she struggles to, she's an independent artist. She's trying to do everything that she can to get her songs to get played. And she's trying to do everything in her power to get into the mix shows and to get rotation. And so I thought about what she said, and I'm like, I've been providing this service to the freestyle community for 26 years for free at no cost to them. And I always wonder why they take it upon themselves to get angry with me when I say no to them, to then go behind the scenes to get me kicked off. Because not only are they ruining it for everyone who's trying to put great music in freestyle, but they're also trying to get personal to the point where they want to call your job. You know what I mean? And so it's a free service that I offer. I'm not obligated to play anyone. I can go and start doing my show and do classics only and be fine with that. I'll probably get a bigger audience, right? But for 20,
you'll be playing it safe.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Right. So for 26 years, I've been the person at the forefront, especially in New England, trying to get good quality freestyle music out. And that includes people like Henry Vargas. That includes people that may not like me personally because I've said no to them. But recently, someone took it upon themselves to record a conversation that I had with them back in September. And me and that person, we had a conversation, and I'm not going to, and George Anthony was privy to that as my witness. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. But
don't worry about it. I'm an open book.
So the person recorded the conversation. It was a heated conversation. It was out of context because, you only hear a snippet. You don't know what the precipitating factors are. You don't know what led to that, me getting that angry. And, it all had to do with saving lives, and it had to do with a spread of COVID, right? And I stand by my decision to post what I posted that day. But someone took that recording and they sent it to the Better Business Bureau. That's why this week's episode is called BBB, right? And then the Better Business Bureau sent it over to the radio station. So there was an investigation made, and they found me to be innocent. But for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been on the air in New England because I chose to take myself off, so they could do the investigation and they can wrap it up. But and the same thing happens with 105.9 in California, right? There's people behind the scenes working to get me kicked off. And so my question is why? Why is it that because I said no to them that they have to ruin it for everyone else? And to me, that's the $24,000 question.
Yeah, I don't know why people do that. To me, like, I've been said no to so many times. I don't want to burn your house down. I just take it as constructive criticism, I guess, and just say, okay, there's something that I gotta create to make them like my work better. So, some people take those measures. And like you said, it's messing it up for the others. You understand? And they just want to force feed a song that you're giving advice about. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this song is good enough. And if I'm not mistaken, just a couple of weeks ago, K7 was talking about how many times he got rejected. You understand? And
by me as well for 10 years. Like
yeah,
he sent me stuff for 10 years.
yeah.
And I've rejected it, and I've told them. And so, I can't have any more heart-to-heart conversations with people. I can't let people into my life because then they want to use it against me. And so, I want to make it clear, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be on next week.
That's what's up.
And so I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue working in New England. I'm going to continue working in California. I'm going to continue doing my podcast. I'm going to continue doing this live show. I'm not going anywhere. But my question is, why are people trying to ruin it for others? And why is it that when you get a no, that you can't take that no and even
turn
though
it into a yes?
Like Nelson Rego has just done tonight.
Yeah.
Nelson Rego had a 1 year of no's. Alex and Latin Nation had years of no's. Javian Angel, que Dios lo tenga la gloria, he passed away many years ago, but he was told no by me for 10 years until he went to Artie and got a smash hit. I say no to people all the time. I said no to Ike featuring Tito Puente Jr. I said no to songs from my cousin from Touch of Quality. I said no to a lot of people in 2020. It wasn't just Henry Vargas's Pluto, right? No to a lot of people. But if you look at my top 40 of 2020, there's not a bad song on there, and that's what we want to keep it going.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Henry Vargas, and I'm going to say his name out loud because he's been saying my name in a couple of different shows. I'm not saying that Henry Vargas doesn't have any talent, because he is talented. And Mi Forma de Sentir Solo Tu was number one, as he's gone to other different places on their shows, right? So if I acted Pluto, it's for a reason, right? And I gave him that reason. I spoke to him directly. And for some reason, that wasn't enough. And so maybe one day he'll want to come on here with you present, so he feels so comfortable, and we could have a live chat on.
I think that's the best way to do it. All this hearsay and assumptions and letting things linger, it just leads to so much confusion and misunderstanding that it's always good to nip things in the butt. Don't let it linger, because then you go to bed thinking about it every day. Like, I have beef with this guy, and then you start creating a narrative. You understand? So yeah, I think it'll be great for Henry to come on here, and speak his mind, and you ask him questions. Well, ask each other questions, and I'll be here just as a witness. I'm just kidding. No, but on a serious note, yeah, Henry should come on here and talk to you about it like that, and just get things cleared out. That's it.
And I implore people to get to know each other and get to know the history. There's a lot of you out there that will listen to what somebody will say about someone else, believe them, and then run with it. And then for a year, you're chasing this person with pitchforks until until you realize that you made a mistake, and then you want to break bread with them. And sometimes you can't do that. It's too late to fix something like that. And so again, I implore everyone out there, we could communicate. I've given a lot of my time to people. I speak to people all the time. I spend time away from my girlfriend, my stepdaughter, my family, to speak to people about, hey, this is how you can better your craft. I've been on the radio every single week for 26 years nonstop. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every Friday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. I don't take breaks. While some of you artists out there took 10 years off, 15 years off, 20 years off, you know what I mean? I've been here every week. So when I say this song is not good, it's because my experience, because I've been doing this, and I hate when people say that, right? Since I was 17 years old, you know what I mean? I've been on radio for all that time, right? And I know what a good song is. And maybe I don't get it right 100% of the time. But I do always have the best interest of the artist and the genre at hand.
No, I agree with you 100%, Jose. You've been the most consistent DJ that I know. I met you back in the early 90s, and yeah, you have been nonstop. You've preserved this genre. You've educated yourself throughout all these years, and you know what's good and what's bad. That's why I've always respected your opinion on my stuff. You didn't like all my stuff. I've done close to 60 songs. You know what I mean? And the most popular ones are the ones that I did. Probably I love Use Popular and What Will It Take,
Yeah.
and so on,
And
Chance to
I
Love and
try,
things like that.
and
But
I
the
always,
recent stuff people
yeah,
are recognizing.
and I always try to brand people. I give them a nickname that they could run with.
Mhm.
You have it on your shirt right now. I never thought that was gonna stick, but I called you GA. I call
GA.
it every week, and your wife is La Jefa, and it stuck, you know. And now
That's it.
you have gear, you know. I have the
Yes.
GA thong on right now, and it's backwards. I've been flinching for an hour.
Hilarious. Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, you said GA, and I was like, you know what? It's better
yeah,
than George Anthony, and yeah, it worked.
so again, it's like I want to promote. It's free. I do it for free. It's like what Stephanie Bennett said last night. It was like, man, she struggles, right, to get these songs played, and people are knocking on radio station doors, and they're doing whatever they can to get played. And I offer that service for free. And now I get to offer it in 2 different areas of the world, right? Especially the United States. You do it in California, New England. I get
East
the
Coast,
podcast.
West Coast.
Yeah, you know. So I'm offering in 2 different places, and all I ask is just give me the respect. That's all I ask. I'm not saying pay me because I wouldn't take your money. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, and respect. That's the word. We need to respect each other, respect each other's opinions, respect each other's criticism, respect each other's crafts. Because we're all older now. We're not kids, so we need to respect each other because we can't do half the things that we used to do 20 years ago.
And what angers me is this, right? They're behind the scenes. They're trying to get me kicked off the radio, but but on social media, when they go on a platform, they're like, I was #1 on CPR's Freestyle Countdown, and I'm like, so why are you trying to take me off the radio? I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like,
just if you're upset at somebody, be upset with that person 100%.
Right?
So no, there's no in between when you're upset. Just don't. Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. Not good.
So it's like, are you serious? Are you seriously on the social media platform talking about you being #1 on my countdown, but you're trying to get my countdown removed? It's just, I find it interesting, and it's the human condition when you are rejected. But just know this, right? I've been rejected too. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be on Hot 97. I wanted to be at 103.5. It wasn't in the cards for me. And I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I didn't think I would be at 105.9 with Ray Naughty Boy. I've been listening to his mixes on 105.9 for 12 years now on SoundCloud. And for me to share the same platform as him is an honor because I know he's been there for a long time. And when they said, hey, we're going to put your countdown, the only countdown that matters on this platform, thank you, Aki Star, it was an honor to me. And if they ever decide to say, hey, man, it's over, we're not going to run your show anymore, I'm going to thank them and move on. But I don't want to be removed because there's an angry freestyle artist that was rejected by me, because that kills it for every other artist that's busting their ass to get their songs played.
And I agree with you, Jose. At the end of the day, if somebody's upset or an artist is upset, let's just give that example. If an artist is upset because their song isn't being played, they shouldn't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? To spoil it for everybody else. I agree with you on that. And as an artist, I do ask of your opinion, and I'll say it again. DJs are the only ones who should be given opinions about songs, not fans. Fans listen to it, and if they don't want to listen, they don't listen to it. But the DJs are the ones who they come across so many records, so much music that they know already. You know what I'm saying? We're, as artists, we don't listen to those 80, 90, 100 records that you are sent. You understand? So we have to respect your opinion. And
I listen to everything. I listen to everything. Even the songs that I reject, I purchase them and I listen to them over and over again, because if I'm like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I should give it an opportunity.
Yes, I know.
And when Tim Spinning Shomer pulls my ear and says, hey, I like this song, what do you think of it? I'm like, that's Tim Spinning Shomer. I know the hierarchy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I respect that, man. So I'm gonna, like, maybe I'll take a little listen to this. Yeah. I respect Cliff Potts doing it for so many years professionally on a weekly basis, and he tells me, hey, I like this song, I don't like this song. And we agree on a lot of things, but we disagree on some stuff as well. But I've always wanted a in-house DJ, right? So he volunteered, and every week I give him my 10 minutes because he's been consistent at it. You know what I mean? And he's become a great partner. But that came with trust. That came with conversations. That came with coming to know each other. You know what I mean? And I just feel like people don't get to know each other. It's just build somebody up, let's drop them. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. You know,
we got to take the time to get to know each other. That's all. And
I don't want to be talking about people's past either, and I don't want to be talking about things from 20 years ago. You know what I mean? I don't want to be bringing up stuff from 20 years ago. I don't want to talk about bouncing checks. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about. But what I don't want either is for people to rewrite history. You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
You know what I mean? People are saying, oh, you know, back in 1990 something, I was this. I'm like, no, man, I was here. I know where you were. You were on the bottom of the totem pole. You back in New England in the 90s, it was Freeze. It was Willie Valentin, Synthia Figueroa, Philip Anthony was
very active. I remember.
You know, Philip Anthony. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a few others. You know, Damien and Joseph, and you know, Alex and Latin Nation would come down here all the time.
Yeah. And Artie and Legit.
Artie Legit, you know what I mean? And so
I remember.
people are like, oh yeah, we used to kill it. No, man, like you were like, a lot of these people are like filler artists on hot production compilations, and that was the time where people were taking money, putting people as fillers on compilations so they could make money from hot productions. That wasn't a good time for freestyle, and for you to be now 20 years later, trying to capitalize on all that, like. That to me is just irrelevancy. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I say leave the past in the past. Focus on what's happening now. What's happening now is great. We're all trying to, you know, not bring freestyle back. We're just, you know, freestyle is part of our culture, like I always say, and it's a music that we identify with. So we just want to, you know, give back to the freestyle community what K7 and George Lamont and all those legends did. We want to give quality music. Hence why you see Monet coming out. You see me doing songs with the Dream Girl, Synthia and George Lamont, because, you know, we just want to give quality music because right now it's worth it. And you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So just keep working and doing great quality music, and don't let the genre get saturated with garbage, because that's pretty much what happened. It got saturated with garbage.
And don't let the people behind the scenes win with their assumptions and innuendo and stupidity, because a lot of people have made up a lot of stuff about me in the last year. I've seen some stuff on lives that I'm like, I'm recording this for future reference, you know, right? Because sometimes you got to record stuff so you could give it to your lawyer.
Little black book, yeah.
Yeah, the little black book, because people say some really stupid stuff on social media.
Is the screenshot and video recording era, you know, people just got to watch what they say, because it's going to come and bite them in the ass in the end.
We got to stop recording each other's conversations without our consent or knowledge.
That they can also get in trouble for that too.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get that gentleman that recorded our conversation in trouble. That's not what it's about.
I don't think it's worth it. You're still there, right? So
it should be a learning lesson.
Learned.
What not to do. And I've already asked that gentleman why did he do it, and he gave me his explanation. And you know, the only thing that I've yet to figure out is who was the person that sent it to the Better Business Bureau. And I'm close to finding out this, and I don't want to make any assumptions. So I've confronted everybody about it, and then we're going to get everybody in a group, and we're going to see who's lying, right?
The round table.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, I'll be back next week on terrestrial radio here in New England, and I'm going to be here for as long as.
I learned that word the other night.
Yeah, as long as I can. And you know, one thing to Stephanie Bennett, because I heard her talking about me on the show. I'm like, the part about me blocking her from social media, like that doesn't mean that I'm not going to play your song. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I'm not going to support you. When I hear something that I like, because I buy everything, and I already bought your new song. When I hear these songs, if I think it's something worth playing, I'm going to go ahead and play it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's a couple of situations where, you know, it was 1, 2 in the morning, and I would get a phone call, and I'm with my girl, and another woman's calling in. and she's like, who's this person, So you got to make a decision. You can't really call me at 2 a.m. and ask me why you're not on my countdown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to pick up, and my girlfriend's looking at me like, what's going on here? And so there's business hours, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to freestyle. So sometimes you got to block people.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but sometimes business hours is 2 a.m.
But, okay, great.
I'm just kidding. But no, I get it. I mean, listen, Stephanie Bennett's working too. She had a hot song, with a remake of Phil Collins, and she has her new song come, Hard on the Run, right? If I'm not mistaken. So she's working.
I already bought it, and it's already been on a poll for it to be added to the countdown. And again,
she's hustling, man, and you got to give her credit.
And I do, and everyone, and I respect her, and I wouldn't do what happened with her on the other show, on this show.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to everybody know, every artist that's watching this right now, it doesn't matter if you like me, if you don't like me, if you support me, or you don't support me. If you put out a hot song, I'm going to play it. Okay. The only way that I'm not going to play it is if you said that you don't need my help. You don't need me to play your song, and you remove it from rotation. That's the only way that I wouldn't play it. And that has happened. There are people out there that have said that they don't need me to play their song. So
but you got to remember, sometimes they say that out of anger.
Right, but I take those 5 minutes and I give to somebody else.
Yeah,
last year somebody removed themselves from my countdown and from my show, so I gave that 5 minutes to Ricardo Vasquez and Joseph Stubb.
I remember.
You know what I mean? So you got to be fair. If those people don't appreciate the time that you give them for free, just like people are fighting really hard right now to get airtime, if you don't appreciate the airtime that you're getting, then let's give it to somebody else that does appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And everybody, your countdown has been around so long. It's one of the fairest countdowns that that I've been a part of. And
it's the only one that matters, sir.
Yeah, well, you've been doing it for such a long time, CPR. I've seen so many countdowns. I've seen so many polls. Like, I don't want to be a part of stuff that gets people against each other. So when
you remove yourself, right? That's what you did. You remove yourself.
Yeah, you just have to. You just want to be like, listen, if a DJ is gonna play your stuff and the fans are gonna request it, that's all you need. You don't need to start, being on all these polls and countdowns. That, to me, some of them are just, they don't make sense to me. So respectfully, I ask, a DJ, please don't put me on that poll. Please don't put me on this countdown, whether it's a countdown or not. If I don't want to be voted for to be on rotation on somebody's live internet show, I'm not gonna do that. Not this year, at least. There's a lot of things I changed for this year. I'm not gonna give advice like I used to. I've done my part as a human being and as an artist for people, and it's just time to just focus on people who really appreciate the help now. And
that's the same thing for me. The door is not going to be open for many people as they used to be before. It becomes a stressor. You're giving advice to folks and they don't take it, and then they get upset with you, and then they turn against you, and it's like a bad pro wrestling angle. You know what I mean? And I don't want that.
Yeah.
And so my door will be closed. And the reason for this part of this conversation is to make it clear that, there have been 2 different attempts at 2 different radio stations to get me removed because of the fact that I rejected songs. And what I say to those people is get back in the studio and take those efforts that you're taking, all that time that you're taking to call the Better Business Bureau and complain to whoever you complain to. Take that time to go into the studio like Nelson Rego and put out 2, 3, 4, 5 great songs where you are undeniable, and I have no choice that whether I like you or not, I have to give you your due and play your music.
Yeah, look, there's so many artists in the past that almost similar situations that now you play this stuff. You guys came to an understanding, and this past year, I guess I was on 3 phone calls and I mended those fences because I just don't understand the bickering and the wasting of time and energy on being upset at one another. When you should be channeling that energy in the studio. That's what I never understood. So, but I'm glad that everything seems to be on the up and up, and let's hope it stays that way.
So that's that. I'm not going anywhere. Thank God.
Thank God. Yes.
I'll be here next week, and next week we'll be on New England radio, California radio. We'll be live here again with a special guest. probably George Anthony will show up again. He's the Facebook Live champion.
I'm going for that belt.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you a belt, right? With a Facebook Live logo and
I
stuff.
need it.
You need it.
And I'm gonna put it out here. I want Tito Puente Jr. to play some timbales on my song, so I'm just letting him know right now. You know, I'm coming after him hard.
And big shout outs going out to Ike and Tito Puente. I love You Never Did Me Right. One of my favorite songs in the last 4 or 5 years. I want her to go back to that because that was such a great concept. And I'm waiting for something like that, you know, showcasing her vocals, you know, like I don't think that Debbie Deb version of her is what I want to see, even though she's a party woman, you know what I mean? But yes. I want some of that vocal, that vocal Ike vocal range, you know.
No, I love Ike Rio. She's so talented. She's just working. She's doing a bunch of songs, and for the most part, everything I've heard, I liked. You know what I mean? So you know, she's doing her thing. And before I forget, shout outs to my boy DJ Slice and Shauna Marie, all my South Jersey, Philly people. I just want to say what's up, and I'll see them soon. But yeah, you know, Ike Rio's doing a lot of good stuff, and so is everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be. You know, I'm gonna send you stuff, and I hope all the artists they send you stuff and you listen to them. And if they get that negative feedback on it, just go to the studio and you know fix it or perfect your craft. That's all. That's all we want. Nobody's dissing anybody. Trust me.
So
don't feel dissed.
So again, to wrap it up, you know, I play everyone that has good quality freestyle music, no matter who it is, unless you tell me not to play it. And yeah. And I want to support everyone, but I can't. And also, I'm not obligated. And a lot of you out there that are going to be submitting music, you're going to have to submit with that music a release form, so you are able to be played on the radio stations that I'm on, the podcast, and anything that I'm affiliated with. Because it just seems now there are people doing gotcha moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not with the gotcha moments. You know what I mean? I'm not with the gotcha moments. So, you know, I don't want people to be like, I'm playing their song and like, oh, I don't want you to play it anymore. Yeah. I'm like, it's on rotation, you know, like,
I hear you.
You know what I mean? So I don't want that.
But listen, before I leave, because I was in, as you know, I was in Jay Allen's studio, but the rough vocal that I did for my new song has a Planet Rock beat. Are you gonna listen to it or no?
Of course not.
Okay, never mind. All right, Jay Adams, if you're still listening, we need to change it to another beat because Jose's not even gonna bother listen to it, and I think half the people on this chat are not gonna even acknowledge it.
Happy birthday to Lisa.
Yes.
I remember there are 2 shows that I've gone by myself. Right, I walked to Six Flags, New England. Back in the day, it was called Riverside Park. From school all the way to there to see TKA, and I walked from Springfield to Agawam. I also walked from my home to the Civic Center to watch Lisa perform with Cold Jam and RFTW.
Wow!
And there was this one night that same night. One night there was that time where she was performing that she wiped her sweat on a towel and she threw it. And man, I dove for that towel, but I was really, really far away.
So you dove. You really did dove over people.
and I landed on the back of a person who was in a wheelchair's back of the chair.
Happy birthday, Lisa. Happy birthday, L Cool J Pitbull. Tito Puente. I'm reading the comments. Tito Puente mentioned that. And and hey. You know, let's just, keep doing what we're doing, man.
Congratulations going out to everyone in the top 10 this week. Number 10, Rewind with Rescue You for 2 weeks in a row. Number 9, the introduction of Mia and Inside Out, available on January 22nd from 418 Freestyle. Number 8, A Love featuring Mello Man Ace. Why? The Spanish Harlem remix. Number 7, Marilyn Torres, In Exchange for What? Number 6, Mark Milan, I'm Going Crazy, D Mike remix. Number 5, Jay Mazor, The Prince, All Through the Night. Also at number 4, Charlie XO and Alyssa B and Possessed by Love. Big shout outs go out to Luis Guevara. What a great remix.
I love that guy. I just met him we've had some conversations. Such a nice guy, man. He's putting in the work.
Good. Number 3, moving down from number 1, Synthia Figueroa, The Princess of Style.
Yes.
With Now That You're Gone. Number 2, Edie with Sunrise as a Redemption remix. And number one is Rudy Fausto and Walking Away. Congratulations going out to him. What a great song, right?
What a song. Yeah, storytelling at its finest, man. I love what Rudy did with that song. It's a story I like. It could be a movie.
Yeah.
And just play the whole song and do a great video to it. That's all it needs, a freaking video. I told him I wanted to do the sequel. I wanted to be the stepfather.
What is that, Running Away?
Yeah, they ran away because hello.
So I hope that I made some sense, because I know that it feels like I'm rambling for 20 minutes.
I think you were trying to get all your thoughts out in a certain amount of time, but you got your point across.
But the thing is that the people are not here, and I don't want to be like those shows where the person's not here and I can't talk to them directly.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for that. But
cool.
I'm not here to. I'm not trying to end anybody's career or whatever the case may be, blackball anybody. That's irrelevant. I just don't want them to do that to me. I don't want them to affect me in what I'm doing for free for 26 years.
And that's understandable. You know that's understandable. And hopefully we can have a show with Henry Vargas and and talk and just let me know, man. I'll broker it. I'll broker all these interviews.
Hey, let's do it. Just stay in the middle, Stay in the middle like a little sandwich.
Stay in the middle.
Can you do me a favor before you go?
What's up?
Can you sing Pluto in the back of the Pluto?
No. I love the song, but Jesus Christ, man. I want to do it together when Henry's on here.
Pluto!
How about that? Pluto!
I'm out of here.
I love the song Pluto, right, man?
At least
all right, Jose. I love you, my brother. Thank you so much, and good night, everyone.
All right, bye. That was G.A. George Anthony. Big shout out going out to Willie Valentin. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks a lot, Willie. You should have came on here, sir. But thank you to everyone who has shown their support to me behind the scenes. It's been a tough couple of weeks because this has been going on for 2 weeks. And sometimes you feel like you're being prosecuted. You know what I mean? But everything's fine. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be on next Friday on terrestrial radio here in New England. I'll be back at terrestrial radio in California. And don't forget to subscribe to the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. It's available on Apple Podcasts. It's now available on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. There's a link that you could click on my page to get to your favorite podcast distributor, and you can be a member of the CPR's Clubhouse crew and check out all the new episodes. There was a new episode that dropped an hour and a half ago with the new countdown for this week. So make sure you download it and play it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Willie Valentin, thank you so much. Look, I'm breaking stuff here. I'm at Chasing Amy studio. Stay right there. And we'll talk to you guys soon. See you next week for more CPR's Clubhouse Live next Friday at